Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's your boy here once again. This is going to be the second time I talk about this. It's a dream I had this week. I believe 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago or something. So in the dream, like I told you, it was like a pastor teaching me something. It was supposed to be like a Bible study, and the title of the Bible study was time sharing. So it was, right in front of me, teaching me was like it was on YouTube teaching me directly to me or something. And it was like, this is a new practice, something I should be doing and something I should tell people to do. It's not a message that is meant for me alone. Neither is it supposed to be a practice meant for me alone. It's supposed to be something I should tell people we should start doing. So the title of the message was time sharing, and then he broke down what time sharing meant, and he told me, "Oh, time sharing. Time sharing means basically sharing time with being with somebody over the internet, and actually praying with someone. Use the word prayer. So, like, you know how dreams are weird, right? So it was like you could join hands with somebody over the internet and you guys can hold hands together and pray, right? It was like we could do this practice between two people or three people, basically within three people or any two people. And it's a practice we should start doing. We should start having prayer meetings and prayer friends over the internet. It's called time sharing. But the way he said time sharing, the reason why I'm making a new video is like, as more of the dream is coming to me, I have more information to share. So it was basically like when you hold hands or when you like hold on to someone over the other end, like you guys are sharing the same time, right? You are sharing the same time. So like when it kept saying time sharing, it's more like you're not only sharing the same time, but it's like you're sharing the same energy, you're sharing the same resources, you're sharing something. Like it's on the same. You become on the same plane. Like you could share information. You could get information back. So it's like you're sharing vibes. But like we need to start having this relationship. It's something we are not doing. It's a new thing we are not doing. It's a new thing we ought to start doing because it's something we've not been doing before. So that's probably one of the weirdest thing that has ever happened to me this year. To just actually like it's like the simplest, clearest message you can have in a dream, right? So I wake up and I'm like, what just happened? So I went on the internet and I actually typed time dash sharing, which is what I saw in the dream. And apparently there's something called time dash sharing. And that's like something like an operating system. It has to do with computers, and basically multiple users could connect themselves to one computer at the same time. So, but one person has access to it, one person is on the operating system, but other people are also attached to the same computer. To this, like other users are attached to the same computer. So it's basically like what I saw in the dream is like, is God trying to say, like one person is connected to him, and then other people and someone else can tap in, or something like that, or other people can tap in. I'm not so sure about that because that's not so much what I saw in the dream. What I saw basically is more like we should join resources, and it's a practice we should be doing. And in the dream, it was sort of like you know we couldn't really see so much face to face, right? So we should do this. And I wake up and I'm wondering, like, I think COVID should be over, right? Because this is December. Today is the 27th of December. And I'm thinking COVID should be, because we found vaccines and everything. And I know that they found a new variant, but according to information we are gaining, we are being told whatsoever variant the vaccines we have could still work against it. So People are predicting summertime, everything should be back to normal. But the dream I had just made it seem like we are going to be on the internet more longer than we think. Or maybe something is about to happen that we need to be prayerful about. It just seems like it just seems like I have no idea. I have no idea. But like I'm confident that this is supposed to be a new practice, supposed to be something we are doing, and I've been guilty of this because like I haven't really thought about having a prayer partner or having a prayer buddy or having someone that I can actually call and we can join hands together and pray, wherever or something. Like it has never occurred to me to use the internet in that way. It has never occurred to me. It's mind blowing. So I just want to say like there's like the benefits of praying with someone is it's leaps and bounds. Maybe I'm going to make a video about that later on to just talk about the importance of praying in groups and talk about how powerful that can be. Maybe I should make a video about that later. But I just want to share this and also feel free to like share anything that like you feel like you've had a dream is weird or anything. Just get in the comment below and just tell me about it. Just or I'll probably pin my email in there so you guys can see it. You can send me an email if it's a scary dream, if it's whatever. What I've realized is like I try to understand the times. I try to like go beyond just God talking to me and whatsoever message or whatsoever thing. I try to like understand what is going on around us and what spiritual time we're in. And one thing I've noticed is like the way God delivers the message, right? The message is whole, right? But it comes like pizza. So it gives each and every one of us one slice. So like me sharing this with you, someone else is probably going to have another slice. When you put it together, the picture becomes clearer. It's like speaking through Isaiah, right? And speaking through Ezekiel and speaking through David. And when you read from Psalms 22 and you read from the book of Isaiah, I think it's chapter 53, then you have a clearer picture of the Messiah, the suffering Messiah. And he's talking about the same Messiah, but he's talking through two different people. Do you get what I'm saying? So like I don't know what's in store for us in 2021, but I believe this might be important. And when you grab something from here and you learn it, and somebody else is saying, "Hey, there's gonna be X, Y, Z," it makes more sense. Because God has told me some things in the past about like, hey, blah, 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 and then He shows somebody else, blah, 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 and then you put it together, and it's like, wow. And then, like the picture becomes clearer. That's how the picture becomes clearer. And also, like, you find out that, we are all part of a puzzle. It's like, we are all part of a puzzle, and we are all connected, right? So, you look at the life of Mary. She was going to give birth to the Messiah. Now, a sign that the main sign, two signs the Holy Spirit, the angel gave her was one, the Holy Spirit was going to come overshadow her, blah, 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 and she's going to, conceive. The second thing is Elizabeth, or a cousin, I believe, or like an aunt, is going to be pregnant in her old age. So a family member of hers was going to be pregnant and deliver a child, and she's also going to deliver a baby. Now, the weird thing is like the child that person is going to deliver happens to be the forebearer to the child she is going to deliver. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. Like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I noticed different people coming to me, right? Different people. Now, this one talks about, it's like 7, 8 years ago. This one comes to me and talk about, oh, she had a dream. It was like weird, and it was like God was talking to her, and God was telling her to teach the kids and teach the babies, to train them and everything. And like, I don't want to tell her like this other person spoke to me and told me God told her to protect the kids. And then someone else is having a dream and kids are being attacked. Now, fast forward 10 years, 11 years, from the vision we had then. I'm seeing like there's so many, hashtags going on, protect the kids, going on now. Why? Because kids in this generation, 12 years, 13 years old, they're in a spirit, it's like there's a spiritual warfare over them. They don't even know what their gender is. And this is no attack on nobody. This is no attack on no group. But the kids of nowadays, think about what is going to be going on in their heads in the next 5, 6, 7 years. For starters, they don't even know what their gender is. They are going to need to learn so much. They are growing up in a community that is embracing paganism and so much. So, like, while you're trying to teach them about Christianity, there's also a paganic movement that is growing up. So, when I see that happening, all the time I just remember, hey, what about all these people that God has spoken to? Teach the kids, protect the kids. Now the kids are growing up. The vision of 7, 8 years ago, some of these people are like, I don't know, I want to believe God is still working in their lives, but like I just feel like if, for instance, they took those visions lightly, right? And they didn't put things to work. And they never started to train kids and work with kids. How would they understand how to train these new kids? Because these new kids are not listening to their parents. These new kids are joining gangs from the age of 9. These new kids are, they're having sexual orientations that are bizarre. And I'm not talking about like people that have like, same sex and whatsoever. I'm saying they don't even know what their sexual orientation is. And that shouldn't be cool. To just be stuck on confusion. That shouldn't be fine to be confused. So that's a whole different thing from having a clear sexual orientation and following it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like Christianity, I believe God is greater than sexes, right? God is greater than gender. I believe that 100%. I don't understand what it's like to be on the other side, yes, but I believe God is greater than gender. I don't think whatsoever gender you have is going to hinder God from touching you or communicating to you. But while I would say that, I wouldn't want anyone to be going through not even having an idea what their gender is or what they are, because then if you don't know who you are, then how can you even portray yourself? Like how do you even portray it? You don't have any image. And then people growing into different practices and all of that. So like you're having people struggling with gang activities, growing up, learning about. It's so difficult for them. It's going to be harder to raise certain people as Christians compared to our generation. If we don't fight to protect, to change the culture in such a way that some things, like we don't have so many people dying every week. If we can change that people don't resort to gun violence every time there's a little argument, you're shooting yourself. If we don't change that and we make women see their bodies as something valuable, and we stop lying to women as men, we stop lying to them and just telling them things that's just going to make them give it up so easily. If we don't teach ourselves self-control, how we will be able to raise this generation. But that comes from the unification of the vision. So when God tells you something, when you put it side by side with something He's told somebody else, it fits. When He raises you and then He raises somebody else, when you guys walk hand in hand, it fits. Joshua and Caleb could work hand in hand, they could work together. Jesus needed the disciples that could work together. It fits. So, like, what I'm just trying to say is, like, maybe God has been speaking to you, because I realized, like, in this time, more people are seeing visions, more people are starting channels, more people are having messages, more people are coming online, creating channels. I'm seeing new channels coming up. I'm seeing people say, hey, God is speaking to me, God is saying this. So many things is going on. People in Asia, God is giving us word about the Islamic Empire and what it plans to do there. There's word coming in, prophecies coming in, and so many more people are gaining that and are getting that. So let's get in the vibe. Let's see what is going on. Let's, put our hands together. Let's put our heads together. Let's put our hearts together. Be prayerful, grow, change our community for good, affect our community, and change our lives, basically. Let's bring God into our lives. So if you learned anything, if you think there's anything you want to share, I'm still trying to figure out what the dream means. I'm still trying to figure out, what it all means. So just let us know. Let us know. Thank you.